When friends say, "I'm an INFP at a gathering," when ESTJ quietly appears on a job resume. When people define their social preferences with 4 letters on social media, MBTI, this personality key, born more than half a century ago, has long walked out of the psychology laboratory into daily life. This personality testing tool, composed of 4 dimensions and 16 combinations, is like a prism, allowing us to understand ourselves better while also gaining more insight into the differences between others and the world. It is not a shackle to label people, but a guide to help us find a harmonious way to get along with ourselves and others. The story of MBTI begins with the personality type theory of Swiss psychologist Carl Jung. In the 1920s, Jung proposed in psychological types that human psychological differences are mainly reflected in 3 dimensions: introversion, extroversion, sensing, intuition, and thinking to feeling. This theory, like A's own seed, was cultivated into a towering tree more than 30 years later by an American mother-daughter pair, Catherine Briggs and Isabel Myers, to help women find suitable jobs during World War II. The Briggs mother and daughter added the judging, perceiving dimension based on Jung's theory, finally forming the MBTI personality test scale with 4 dimensions and 16 combinations. In 1962, this test was officially named Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, initially a tool for career guidance. It has now become one of the most popular personality assessments in the world, with more than 2 million people taking the test every year. And its influence has penetrated into the workplace, education, love, and marriage, and other fields. The 4 dimensions of MBTI are like 4 sets of opposing, yet complementary switches, determining each person's unique personality picture. The first dimension is energy source. Introversion I and extroversion E. Introverts tend to draw energy from being alone, while extroverts feel energetic in social interactions. When a group of people discuss a plan, extroverts may think while speaking, while introverts are more used to expressing their views after careful consideration. The second dimension is information acquisition, sensing S and intuition N. Sensing type S pay more attention to specific facts and details, while intuitive type S are more sensitive to abstract patterns and possibilities. Facing a painting, sensing type S will notice actual elements such as colors and brush strokes, while intuitive type S are more likely to associate with the symbolic meaning behind the painting. The third dimension is decision-making style, thinking T and feeling F. Thinking types focus on logic and objective analysis when making decisions, while feeling types attach more importance to values and others' feelings when dealing with team conflicts. Thinking types may give priority to ruling fairness, while feeling types are more concerned about how to maintain interpersonal relationships. The fourth dimension is lifestyle, judging J and perceiving P. Judging types like a planned and orderly life, while perceiving types are more flexible and open, enjoying improvisation. When the weekend comes, judging types may have already made a schedule, while perceiving types are more willing to arrange activities according to their mood. Different combinations of these 4 dimensions form 16 unique personality types. Each type has no advantages or disadvantages, just like different pieces of a puzzle, together forming a rich map of human personality. Each of the 16 personality types has its distinct characteristics. ESTJ is called the general manager type. They are pragmatic, decisive, good at organizing and coordinating, and are reliable leaders in the team. INFP is called the mediator. They are sensitive, idealistic, have a persistent pursuit of beauty and meaning, and are often practitioners in the fields of art and public welfare. ENTP is like a debater who loves to challenge traditional ideas, has agile thinking, and can always put forward novel ideas in brainstorming. ISFJ is a protector who is considerate, responsible, good at remembering others' needs, and is the warmest backing in the circle of friends. These labels are not fetters. but help us understand why different people react so differently to the same thing. When plans are disrupted, judging types may feel anxious, while perceiving types may think maybe there are unexpected surprises. It is worth noting that MBTI reveals preferences rather than abilities. Introverts are not unable to socialize, and extroverts are not unable to be alone. But in a natural state, we would be more inclined to use our preferred way. As psychologists say, personality types are like writing with the left hand or the right hand. Both can do it, but the dominant hand is more natural and smooth. The real value of MBTI is not to label people, but to promote self-cognition and interpersonal understanding. In the workplace, understanding the MBTI types of team members can optimize the division of labor. Let the J-type, who is good at planning, be responsible for the project progress. And let the N-type with insight participate in creative conception. In intimate relationships, understanding the type differences between partners helps reduce conflicts. When thinking types and feeling types have differences, realizing that the other party's decision-making logic is different can often communicate more peacefully. But we should also be wary of over-reliance on MBTI. Personality is dynamically developing, and the environment and experience will shape our behavior patterns. The test results are only a reference rather than a conclusion. Instead of struggling with whether I am a typical INTP, it is better to take it as a mirror to think about how these preferences affect my choices and how I can better play my strengths and make up for my weaknesses. When we use MBTI to understand ourselves, it is to accept our unique self. When we use it to understand others, it is to respect the existence of differences. The ultimate significance of this personality key is not to classify people, but to help us achieve more harmonious coexistence on the basis of recognizing differences. After all, the richness of the world comes from the uniqueness of each person.